Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a story. Imagine a river flowing fearlessly through mountains and valleys. It does not ask permission to be beautiful. It simply flows. It finds its own path, carves its own destiny, and in doing so, it nourishes the world around it. Today, I want to talk about a force just as powerful. A woman standing tall in her life, even without her life partner. I want you to pause for a moment and think about a seed, a tiny, seemingly insignificant speck buried in the earth. To the casual observer, that seed doesn't look like much. It doesn't shout its potential, and it certainly doesn't promise grandeur. But hidden within that seed is every possibility of a towering tree, branches that could offer shade, fruits that could bring nourishment, and flowers that could radiate fragrance. The seed doesn't require anything external to become what it truly is, only patience, nourishment, and the right conditions to grow. Similarly, every woman carries within her this profound potential, a life that is whole, radiant, purposeful, and resilient. The world often tells us that a woman needs someone beside her to feel complete, to feel valued, or to feel loved. That idea has seeped into our collective consciousness for centuries. But I ask you, does the seed wait for someone to recognize its worth before it sprouts? Does it wait for applause before it sends out its first root? No, it begins its journey of growth from within. When a woman lives without her life partner, whether by choice, circumstance, loss, or waiting, it does not mean she lacks. Rather, it is a profound opportunity for transformation. This is not a state of emptiness. This is a fertile ground for strengthening her own identity, her own values, and her own understanding of what truly matters in life. True strength does not come from seeking validation from another. It comes from recognizing the magnificence of your own spirit. There is a beautiful simplicity in self-realization. When we are alone, we begin to confront our fears, our doubts, and our unspoken dreams. Solitude becomes not a punishment, but a mirror, a reflection of who we really are beyond masks, expectations, and external applause. In this space, a woman learns to be her own companion. She discovers her abilities, her resilience, her vision. She learns that her identity is not a reflection in someone else's eyes. It is a life forged by her own choices, her own courage, and her own faith. Remember, relationships are a beautiful addition to a life, but they are not the foundation of one's existence. A life partner can walk with you, share joys and challenges, but cannot define you. Your value, your purpose, and your destiny come from within, from your inner strength, your compassion, and your ability to rise above life's inevitable setbacks. Life will give you moments that test your heart, moments that make you question your path. But like the seed, you must trust your inherent potential. You must trust that every season of your life has something to teach you. Instead of fearing the silence or the solitude, embrace it as a sacred space, a place where your spirit is polished, your dreams sharpened, and your will strengthened. So to every woman who feels she is walking her journey without a partner today, know this: you are not incomplete. You are growing. You are becoming. You are unfolding into the fullness of your unique purpose. The presence of someone beside you can add joy, but it will never be the source of your completeness. That comes from within you. And once you realize that, life becomes not something to wait for, but something to live with courage, gratitude, and limitless hope. I want you to imagine a beautiful tapestry, each thread woven with care, purpose, and intention. Some threads are bright, some are soft, and some are bold. A tapestry becomes stunning not because of a single thread, but because every thread contributes its own color and strength. In life too, each of us is like that tapestry, made up of experiences, challenges, joys, and moments of quiet reflection. And for many women, there comes a time when they walk through life without a life partner. To some, that might seem like a missing piece, but in truth it is a canvas of possibility waiting to be filled with depth, courage, and self-discovery. When a woman stands on her own, she learns something that no comfort can teach. She learns to stand firm. The world often tells us that companionship defines success or happiness, that having someone beside us completes us. But happiness is not a destination found in another person's arms. It is a journey that begins within the heart. A woman who learns to embrace her own journey discovers that strength isn't something given by someone else. It is something she builds inside herself, day by day, moment by moment. Solitude is not emptiness. Solitude is a treasure trove of self-realization. When we are alone, we are forced to look inward. We meet our fears, confront our doubts, and face our dreams without distraction. In that stillness, we learn to love our own company. We begin to understand that self-love is not selfish, it is essential. And when a woman begins to love herself deeply, her life starts to transform in ways she had never imagined. She does not need constant validation. She already knows her worth. It is in these moments of standing alone that a woman discovers resilience. Life will throw curveballs, it will challenge her patience, shake her confidence, and test her will. But resilience is not born from ease, it is born from adversity. When a woman faces life's storms without leaning on someone else, she discovers an inner reservoir of strength. She learns that pain can soften her heart and deepen her compassion, not destroy her spirit. She finds that every setback can be a setup for a new beginning. A woman without her life partner is not half alive. She is in process. She is becoming more aware of her purpose. She is clarifying her values. She is learning how to give love and receive it in ways that are healthy, genuine, and grounded in truth. She begins to see relationships not as lifelines, but as companions on her journey, someone who walks with her, not completes her. And as she grows, she begins to radiate a deeper joy, the joy that comes from authenticity, from living life on her own terms, guided by her own inner compass. She learns that a fulfilled life isn't about waiting for someone to arrive. It's about showing up fully for herself, for her dreams, and for the people she chooses to love. So to every woman who finds herself walking this path, know this: you are not alone in your strength. You are not diminished by the absence of a partner. You are rising, becoming, and unfolding into a version of yourself that is beautiful, courageous, and complete in its own right. Your life is a tapestry of brilliance, vibrant, resilient, and uniquely yours. Life has a way of testing us in ways we do not expect. It often places us at crossroads where we feel uncertain, lonely, or incomplete. One such path that many women walk is life without a life partner. And in that journey, there is an immense lesson, a lesson that the world cannot teach, that no external relationship can give. Because when you are standing alone, truly alone, you begin to meet yourself, not the self that the world sees, but the self that lives quietly in your heart, in your thoughts, in your dreams. This self is strong, capable, and endlessly resilient. Many believe that happiness, security, or completeness comes from someone beside you. But true completeness is never given, it is discovered. It is discovered in moments of silence, in times of challenge, and in the courage to trust your own path. A woman who learns to stand alone discovers that she can rely on herself, that she can rise even when circumstances seem harsh, and that her own inner compass can guide her with clarity, wisdom, and grace. This is the strength that cannot be borrowed. It must be cultivated from within. Solitude has a transformative power. It allows reflection and self-awareness. In the quiet of your own company, you begin to understand your values, your dreams, and your purpose. You start to see that life is not about waiting for someone to arrive or fill a gap, but about walking your path fully and courageously. And when a woman embraces this, she realizes that her worth is not defined by external companionship, but by the light she carries within, the light of courage, resilience, and self-respect. Challenges, losses, or the absence of a life partner are not signs of weakness, they are opportunities for growth. Like a tree that grows taller and stronger against the wind, a woman's character is strengthened through adversity. She learns patience, she learns compassion, and she learns that every moment of struggle is preparing her for a life of greater depth and purpose. Each day becomes a practice in living fully, with gratitude, hope, and unwavering faith in her own capabilities. Relationships are blessings, not lifelines. They enhance life, but they cannot define it. When a woman becomes complete within herself, she is free to love authentically, to give freely, and to choose companionship not out of need, but out of joy. Her presence becomes inspiring, her confidence contagious, and her purpose unshakable. Life without a partner is not a void, it is a canvas. A canvas for growth, self-discovery, and joy that is not dependent on anyone but emerges from her own heart. So to every woman walking this path, remember this: the absence of a partner does not diminish you. You are a force of courage, wisdom, and light. You are whole, you are enough. And when you embrace this truth, your life transforms. Every challenge becomes an opportunity. Every moment alone becomes a gift. And every step forward becomes a celebration of the remarkable woman you already are. Life has a unique way of showing us what we are truly made of. Often, it is not the easy moments that define us, but the times when we feel alone, when we feel tested, and when the world seems uncertain. For a woman walking her journey without a life partner, these moments can feel heavy, yet they are profoundly empowering. Because it is in these moments of solitude that she learns the most important lesson of all, that her strength, her courage, and her worth come from within, not from someone else. When a woman embraces her life without a partner, she begins to discover her own identity. She realizes that happiness is not something that can be given or taken. It is something she creates with her own hands, with her own choices, and with her own mindset. Every challenge she faces, every lonely moment she endures, becomes a teacher. Life has a way of nudging her, guiding her, and preparing her for the fullness of her purpose. And in this process, she becomes self-reliant and resilient and deeply confident. Solitude is not emptiness, it is a space for self-discovery. When there is no one else to lean on, a woman begins to lean on herself. She learns to listen to her own heart, to trust her own instincts, and to respect her own journey. She discovers that her dreams are valid, her aspirations are meaningful, and her life has profound significance, all on its own. A woman standing tall in her own life learns that her purpose is not dependent on external validation, but on her own inner compass guiding her with clarity and courage. Life without a partner also teaches patience and resilience. It teaches her to face uncertainty with grace and to find beauty in every stage of life. Like a river carving its own path through mountains, she learns to navigate obstacles, to flow despite difficulties, and to shine even when no one is watching. The absence of a partner does not mean absence of love or fulfillment. It is an invitation to cultivate self-love, self-respect, and an unwavering sense of direction. Relationships are blessings, but they are not necessities for completeness. A partner can share your journey, but they cannot define your worth or dictate your purpose. When a woman recognizes this, she becomes a source of inspiration, not only for herself but for everyone around her. She lives her life fully, giving and receiving love freely, choosing companionship because it adds joy, not because it fills a void. So to every woman walking her path alone, know this: your life is abundant, your spirit is strong, and your journey is meaningful. You are not incomplete, you are unfolding, growing, and becoming more radiant with each passing day. Embrace your own power, cherish your own company, and step into every moment with courage, gratitude, and hope. In doing so, you become a living example of strength, wisdom, and the incredible beauty of a life lived fully on your own terms. And so, let us live our lives not as people waiting to be completed, but as people committed to becoming complete. Let us treat every challenge as a lesson, every moment alone as a chance to deepen our strength, and every sunrise, whether shared or solitary, as a new beginning. Because a woman who stands tall without a partner today will shine brighter tomorrow, not because she needed someone to make her strong, but because she chose to rise on her own. Thank you, and may your life be filled with courage, joy, and abundant purpose.